Hello, I'm Gaia Vince and welcome to my home museum. Today's object is an edible rock that has played a pivotal role in human history, from the rise and fall of cities to the birth of civilization itself. It's salt. Now we all use it to season our food, and that's something the Romans did with their leafy greens, which is the origin of the word salad. But salt has also been used by humans for thousands of years to preserve food, and this made it a vital contributor to the development of civilization, because it helped to eliminate our ancestors' dependence on the seasonal availability of food and made it possible to transport food over large distances. As a result, salt was highly valued and its production was often legally restricted in ancient times, so it was historically used as a method of trade in currency. The words soldier and salary are derived from salt, and that's because soldiers in ancient Rome were sometimes paid in salt. And a soldier's salary was cut if he was not worth his salt, and that's a phrase that came out of the ancient Greek and Roman practice of buying slaves with salt. Now, humans following animals seeking salt created trails which became roads along which people settled, creating towns and cities and then nations. Europe's earliest known town, Solnitsata, in present-day Bulgaria, was built around a salt production facility. And we can see evidence of salt production in many British place names too, those ending in wich, the Anglo-Saxon name for salt works. Salt helped create empires and also destroyed them. Entire economies were based on salt production and trade. And before industrialisation, it was extremely expensive and labour-intensive to harvest the enormous quantities of salt required, because it had to be produced by evaporating seawater. And in many colder, rainier places like here, that meant boiling it in large pans. Salt taxes and monopolies have led to wars and protests everywhere. Anger over the salt tax was one of the causes of the French Revolution, and during the American Civil War, part of the Unionist strategy was to cut off salt supply to the Confederate troops. In colonial India, where only the British government was permitted to produce and profit from salt, it was Gandhi's protest march against this monopoly that ignited the struggle for independence. And Gandhi famously violated the law by boiling a chunk of salty mud. Now this crystal comes from the Salar de Uyuni in Bolivia, which is a vast salt flat located on the high plateau of the Andes. The salar emerged from what was once a giant inland sea that dried over eons, leaving behind its salts of sodium, potassium, lithium, magnesium and borax. The salar is a strange and otherworldly place where the light plays tricks on the expanse of salt and the minerals produce intense colours in the lakes that appear. And what little life there is, cacti, flamingos, vicuña, cling to the edge of the salar. But now, with the rise of electric vehicles all requiring lithium for their batteries, the salar is once again in demand for its salt reserves.